I'm sorry. Is that funny? Are you stand-up comic? Is that what you do now?
I will consult the bones.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
I'm sorry I was born with this perfect bone structure.
It's time for the Comedy Bone Podcast, stand-up comedy radio with your host, Brian Monarch. Are you ready?
Soul is ready.
There are 215 bones in the human body. That's one.
I just got that old-fashioned romantic feeling where I'd do anything to bone her.
Yes, indeed. What's up, motherfuckers? Oh, I'm cussing already. That's not like me. Quick. Where are we at? We're at episode 008 now. Last week was 007. That was our James Bond episode. Damn it.
Excellent.
This episode is brought to you by Ben & Jerry's Half-Baked. Let's put this on here. I don't know if you've ever had Half-Baked, but Comedy Bone episode 008, vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream, brownies, and cookie dough.
Nice.
You can't get anything. Yeah, it's not going to get better than that.
I expect we all walk out with a free case.
Of course. Everyone involved.
That's the only reason I'm here, man.
I need mine diabetic friendly and carb free.
No problem.
Available in ice cream?
Totally. I think they have Ben & Jerry's diabetic free, don't they?
Yeah.
Perfect.
They have the Greek style now with all the high protein.
Put a little closer to your mouth.
That's what she said.
Oh, beat me to it.
Snap.
Oh, snap.
I was actually listening to a podcast
Too
with
close.
with Ari Shafir that you guys did. You were talking about the diabetes.
Oh, yeah.
So when were you diagnosed with that again?
April of 2011.
Oh, just recently then.
Yeah.
Did you? So you never knew beforehand, or it did?
No, I was kind of sick for a couple years, but they got me. The juvenile diabetes. I got diagnosed 2 days after my 30th birthday.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how does it affect you? Like everything you eat is changed now, and
Yeah, I just have to weigh everything I eat, and I just have to know the carb count, and I give myself 4 shots a day.
oh,
Good
Sure.
fun stuff.
Yep.
well,
It's funny, like, as a comic, I immediately think, like, how's that affecting your stand-up? Like, right away, I'm like, do you feel a change of energy or vibe or...
No, I mean, my stomach hurt for a long time, so I used to be a lot angrier than I am now. So, I
he's so
guess,
nice now.
Yeah. Well, that people aren't saying that quite yet. But, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't affect it too much, I guess. Just
Well, I would have never guessed that you had diabetes in all the times I've seen you perform, because you're amazing on stage. The way you work the crowd, and it's like, it's not higher energy that's over the top or forced. It's just like this genuine energy is flowing out of you. And I would have never guessed if you got off stage, you're like, yeah, I haven't been feeling good these past few years. I'm like, dude, you fooled me.
Yeah.
yeah. It literally, I was so sick for a while. Like that was what drove me, my anger. Just like I'd get on stage and the adrenaline would make it so I didn't feel sick for a little while.
I'm glad you're
That's
better,
great.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you're taking care of it.
Yep.
I'm going to go around and introduce everybody. We're going to start on the love seat. We've got Eliot Chang,
Bam.
the only Eliot with one L in his name that I've ever met.
That's right. People misspell it all the time. I get checks in the wrong name, but the bank takes it anyway.
That's all you care about.
Yeah, I don't care.
You were a Comedy Central Presents special. Was voted number 2 of all the Comedy Central Presents.
2.
Number 2.
Twice as good as 1.
Yes, that's
Like-
pretty unbelievable though. There's a lot of those.
Yeah, no. And it was actually not for all time. It was just
that
for
year?
it was for the past 48 specials. So it was like 2 years of special.
That's amazing.
It's still pretty awesome.
No. I mean, I believe me, I was more blown away than anyone. I was actually in Miami watching it with my girlfriend at the time, wondering like, I was like, I think I'm in the top 10 maybe. And then we watched every episode as they aired it, and I'm like, all right, maybe I'm 5, and it was like 4-3. I'm like, there's no way.
Did they let Asia vote, or was it just United States?
Actually, it was just my family. It was just my extended family. That's all it was.
That's the Yao Ming All-Star NBA.
That's how we got Jeremy Lin in the league, by the way. We just voted for him, But anyway, yeah.
So also you were on Chelsea Lately
Yeah.
and Showtime's Minority Report.
Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you, sir.
And what's going on? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah.
Let's go around there.
We're going to go around. We'll talk to everybody. We got Rick Ingraham. We talked to him already.
Yeah.
You're a regular at the Comedy Store. I've seen your name on the wall there.
Yep.
That's a very impressive thing to me.
Painted it myself.
And
It's the quickest way.
That is the quickest
Some
way.
people wait for names night.
yeah.
Other people, they're go-getters
At
like
3 in the
myself.
morning, you get some liquid paper,
Yeah.
and you just go to the Comedy Store and do your thing.
Bad cursive, that's all it takes.
And you toured with Dice and Pauly Shore, right?
I did.
Dice is one of my big influences, actually. I have to say.
Yeah.
Do you get along with him? I mean, obviously.
Dice is awesome. He's one of the craziest people I've ever met.
Oh, really?
A lot of late night phone calls and just general insanity, but one of the nicest people I've met ever.
He's one of the people I want to get on a show at some point. I want to see him on one of my shows, just even if it's just like a quick guest spot when he's about to go on tour. I don't care what it is, because I have been watching him since, the first album. The second album which was my favorite, The Day Laughter Died, the double album.
Dude, that album is great.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
I've listened
That's
to that
the Empty
so
Comedy
many
Club,
times.
right?
Yeah, well, it becomes emptier.
Empty,
I think it was done at Dangerfields, and I think it was actually 2 different nights, and they mixed them together.
Yeah.
But I love that album. Like, he just...
It's
didn't
crazy.
give a fuck, and he sincerely didn't give a fuck about what he was
saying.
saying.
He said some crazy shit on the album.
The funniest night I've ever seen him was at the Comedy Store, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It was just him in front of about 8 people, and he would really half-heartedly tell his joke. And as he would tell it, he would explain what's so funny about it to them, so that they knew why they were laughing. And he was just throwing in like random little things. And then at the end, I said, "Bop," and then there was a whole nother wave of laughter from you.
That's
And
hilarious.
they're just laughing like, okay.
And then, let's see here. I'll ask you some more stories about that in a second. I'm just going to move on to Jen real quick. Jen Hartnett, she's got a big show at the Yahoo, no, what is it, the Yoo-Hoo Room at Flappers tonight.
Closet.
The Yoo-Hoo Closet, that's right. She has a webisode called Lofty Lot, and she does all the comedy clubs in L.A., and she was in a National Coors Light commercial in 2009.
Nice.
Yeah.
We just found it online.
Yeah. There's a amazing scene where this baseball is coming. They filmed it at Dodger Stadium, you said?
Such a wanker.
Natural born wanker.
I'm a natural born wanker. You can see her blurry face turn around in the sea of people while this guy gets...
That's her! That's her! I see her!
It's me!
I'm just messing with you, Jen.
Feck it, I'm going painting my name on the wall in the comedy
Yeah,
store later.
it's time.
I think it's in the toilet, though.
You gotta...
I'm pretty
that's
sure
not
I
bad.
put it on the wall in the toilet a couple of years ago.
That's pretty good.
Hey, it's partway there, right? How long did it take to do that, by the way? Like, to get your name on there?
I lucked out. I got in quick. Like
Really?
They hadn't painted names in like 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
I showed up on the right night, and Mitzi had obviously gone insane by that point, but she showed up with the sole intention of passing Ari Shaffir. And when everyone else abandoned ship because no one wanted to get fired or perform for Mitzi, I got stuck as the new door guy going up. So
that's awesome. So
she
in
passed
one
me.
night, you were passing, you had your name painted on the wall.
Yeah, they painted the names then about a month later.
Wow.
All I hear is these guys that have to do like every night of the week for 7 years.
I lucked out.
That's
great.
I'm glad I asked. I never knew that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed. That's a great story. It took me like 3 years, dude. That's a great story.
Is your name on the wall too?
Yeah, they just put it like on the last batch. Last batch. I'm like a foot off the floor. Like that's how low my name is on the bottom.
That's awesome.
I used to have to work the back door, and then my name is right next to where I'd have to sit and check
awesome.
IDs. Like, and then people would come
like, who the hell do you think you are? I think I'm him, motherfucker.
Put an arrow in chalk to himself.
Yeah, but I'm next to Jimmy and Joey, so I don't know if that taints my name.
I don't know either. I know where that is then. It's on the belly room side.
Yes,
yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
Cause I'm Italian, Jimmy and Joey.
I think he's
We
been
should
through
be the new
7.
Jimmy and Joey.
He's gone through 7 Jimmies. I
Yeah.
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 Actually, I forget which one is it? They're replacing Jimmy or they're replacing Joey?
Joey stays.
Okay.
Always.
Joey stays.
Joey always stays.
Or Demas. I think his real name is Demas, technically.
Joey Cerise, isn't it? Or is it?
Well, I remember we found their Comedy Store paycheck, and their actual names are Demas and Dante. Which, if your names are Demas and Dante, I don't know why you don't go with Demas and Dante.
Yeah, that's a pretty
because
good
the next Joey's not going to be, or Jimmy's not going to be named Dante.
Yeah.
When you're changing Jimmys all the time.
Yeah. Good point. There's even dead Jimmys on the list, from what I've heard.
One of them just died literally 5 or 6 months ago.
Fat James.
Fat James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the second and the fifth Jimmy.
I didn't know that.
He was a comeback Jimmy.
Yeah, I knew he had one recently, and I thought he was going to stick around, and I saw an ad somebody put on Craigslist for a new Jimmy, and somebody started blasting it on Facebook. Like, looks like he's looking for another one. Like they put out they put the link.
Yeah,
up.
I don't want to be gruesome, but it's really funny that you brought that up because I always think when I'm hanging at the Comedy Store and you're looking at all the old headshots, I'm like, I know 50% of these comics are dead by now.
Easy.
Just statistically, you're like, all right, well, this is clearly from like the 70s.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so if they were something at that age, like half of them must have died by 72, just, health, whatever.
Right.
At least by, mid 80s, some of them were
That's
gone.
weird. I don't want to bring that up. I don't want to be like, can we take these down? Because now they're just creeping me out.
Well, that's what, like,
Is your head shut up? Sorry.
When people talk about the names on the building, the one thing to me is like, for every George Carlin, there's, 40 Ace trucking companies and stuff like that. You're like, who are these people?
I have no idea.
They thought they were going to be stars at one point.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have hair now, and they're all full heads of hair on those shots. And,
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I hate when I see comics on the road. I mean, obviously famous comics don't do this, but there's always like features or middlers or openers or whatever who their headshot on the comedy club wall is, literally 10 to 15 years old and it's full of head of hair, but when they're on stage, they're like bald. And I'm like, you can't continue to use this headshot when you're doing clothes because I'm like,
bald guys can't deal with it.
Yeah.
I work at a real estate company, and these people use their headshots from like 20 years ago, and they're like old, and it's just like nobody wants to get old. Nobody wants to get old. That's just.
I think I'm 18 in mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you look
you're only
young.
19 now, so it's
true, love.
It's all good.
In a few days.
So how's
By the way, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I keep looking at the robot eye right here. I don't mean to like look right into the camera, but every time I look at you and I'm like, I'm being observed by Skynet. It's right there. I just I don't know how this it's creepy
This is in
online.
case the T2 needs to come back and hunt you down. So
Liquid podcast.
We'll put this on YouTube later is basically what it's there for. And people on ComedyBone.com right now can watch live. Let's see if there's anybody there.
Don't look, because then there's no one.
The pressure on.
Nobody cares.
Then we'll just hang ourselves.
So what was it like doing the Comedy Central special? Like, I think a lot of comics aspire to do something like that, and we want to know what it's like. Like, did your agent get you in? Was it just like,
that's
turn your video in, and they finally 10 years later they're like, let's do it.
When people ask me like, especially like, it's always like open micers. It's funny. I know they don't mean to jump the gun with their questions, but they always ask such a general question that I'm like, that can't be answered in a sentence. So like, they'll say like, so how do you get on Comedy Central? I'm like, dude, that is like a 25,000 chess move, like chess moves to get to, like, it wasn't like overnight.
Of course.
And I literally, the best way to explain it is I harassed Comedy Central for like years, first of all, to get on Premium Blend.
Right.
Okay, which like I was on 2005, I literally unsolicited mailed tapes, phone calls, emails, unsolicited, just like,
Personally, not your agent. It was you doing it.
No manager, no agent. And then finally, I was at the comic strip in New York, and there were some Comedy Central executives there for some reason, and one woman really took a liking to me. She's like, I think you're really funny. You should be on, like, Comedy Central. I'm like, no, I agree, but I've been mailing, I've been mailing tapes forever, and nothing happened. And she's like, give me your tape, and I'll put it on the guy's desk myself, which was Chris Young at the time. And he's not even with Comedy Central anymore. I think he went to HBO or whatever. And literally like a week later, I got a phone call on my cell from Chris, and he's like, if you're not on this season, you're on next season.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, whatever. We'll see. But then literally next season, I get a phone call, and he's like, you're on next month, so get your shit ready. And I'm like, oh shit,
That's awesome.
And then this is the thing though. I'm telling this story now because it's like, let me explain how I got my half hour. Because after I did Premium Blend, it went great. I actually got, I'm not trying to brag on explaining this. I actually got a standing ovation.
Awesome.
Cause I go into the green room after I'm done, and my agent's like, you're getting a standing ovation. I'm like, what? She's like, you're getting a standing ovation.
Was this filmed in Asia?
Same voters.
Yeah, exactly. Same voters. And actually, yeah, cause when I finished when I finished my set, I bowed and then hit my gong, like, bong, 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 and I chopped wood with my hands and I walked off stage.
That is impressive.
So then, for some reason, I don't know what the fuck happened. I had a chip on my shoulder. After that Premium Blend, I like didn't talk to Comedy Central for like 4 years. I was like, I don't know what I had up my ass. I was like, I don't need them to give me whatever.
Right.
And then after I realized like ain't nothing happened with my career, I just started harassing Comedy Central again.
What year was the special?
We filmed in 2009 and it aired in 2010.
Okay, so it's only been like 2 or 3 years then, probably.
Since what? Since
you said you. Oh, this is. Oh, I thought that you stopped talking to them after your special.
No. I stopped talking to them after my Premium Blend, which
Got
is
it.
an 05. So
Right.
for like
That makes
4
more sense.
years, 4 years, I was like, whatever. And then finally,
that's when you nailed them with all the videos.
yeah, I again, I ran into an executive at a club, I was just like, ask for her fucking card. Just do it. Because I hate schmoozing. I hate it.
Yeah.
So I just went up and like, hi, I would like to like, get in touch with you. And she's like, yeah. It was like so easy. She's like, yeah, And then I emailed her clips and, they put me onto the South Beach Comedy Festival. And then I like that whole year, I just kept emailing them. I sent them a DVD unsolicited. And then, and they gave me the call. They're like, we're giving you a special this year. And I'm like, holy shit. I couldn't believe it.
That's so awesome. And when you get a special, it ends up being what, 22? Is it like a half hour?
No, what you literally submit, they want you to submit exactly 30 minutes.
Right.
And then you film 30 minutes and they edit it down to 22.
Where was your video from that you sent? Just out of curiosity?
I put together from like 3 different college shows.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't even, they don't even care if it's a continuous
No,
set.
they don't care at all.
Oh,
they don't care. The most important thing is they can hear you and they can see you.
Right.
But the thing is, what you submit, they're like, this is what we want you to do, like word for word.
Right.
Because they have their department that transcribes word for word, and then when you do it, there's a teleprompter, even with the like, like every little thing they have as a transcript. And not that you have to follow it exactly, but you're not allowed to just like slip in new jokes during your set.
So when you're on Comedy Central stage filming your special, you have a teleprompter with your jokes on it.
Yeah. I didn't look at it at all.
Interesting. I had no clue.
Yeah. I don't look at it.
This explains why they won't even speak to me.
Yeah, yours is different every single time you go on stage.
When I talk to anyone, they literally just look at me and then they're like, that's great. And it's like a quick shudder and then you hear
Have you ever pitched that? Have you ever just said like, listen, just come to see me live and you see what I do. I can do it again.
I a couple different times when I had management, I guess, that were trying to get me out, it was always the same thing. They always gave me we have to know exactly what you're going to say because we can't count on, the audience
being
what
interesting.
You want. And to me, like, I don't understand, like, you can come and watch me perform and see that most nights it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
And if you let me do an hour, you're going to be able to find, the needed time. But there's a general lack, I think, of just
and it would be unique.
Yeah.
Something that's not been done. I mean, they should branch out and go for that.
I think what they don't understand about you is that, because it's not just, when they say like, they hear the word crowd work, it's like, oh, so you're just going to mess around. But it's like, no, what you do specifically, like you, Jeff Garcia, there's a few guys who like, what you do, you've actually made it like your own art form. It's like, I've seen you, like, you don't just do well, like, you kill with crowd work.
100%.
Kill with crowd work, and that's a real rare thing to do, and I don't know why they don't just let you do that.
Did you do a lot of improv before stand-up?
I did growing up, like when I was in high school and that kind of stuff. In college, I did some improv troupe stuff, but I'm bad at working with people or counting on like others in the comedic moment, I guess.
Right.
That's what I loved about comedy when I started doing was I was just like, it's just me. Mm-hmm. When I did improv classes, it'd be like, if I said something that was really funny, you can get in trouble.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you're not supposed to try and steal the scene and do this. And to me, it's just like, just make it funny. The people want to laugh. Mm-hmm. They don't care. Like, no one walks out of an improv show being like, I didn't laugh that much, but boy, they work together well. I so enjoyed the way that they interacted in a non-funny way.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you remember. We haven't really associated that much. I've hit you up a few times on Facebook about stuff, but I saw you for the first time at Room 5. They used to have a show up there, and
the Schmoes show.
I was sitting there watching because one of my buddies was on the show that night, and I knew Roddy Piper was going to be there, and I was excited because I like the wrestling and stuff. So I went down there, and you were on it, and dude, you fucking blew me away with your crowd work. Like, he was just like had the perfect thing to say to every person whenever they answered the question, and it was just like unbelievable. And I hit him up. I was like, give me some advice on crowd work. Like, he was the person I went to. I was like, give me some, and you did. You totally emailed me back and gave me some advice, and I'm not as good at it as you are yet, but maybe someday.
No, but clearly your brain's just wired to, like, just your brain's so open. It's like you hear that information and you immediately have your opinion on it and you know how to make it witty. It's like, boom, like that's what you do. And it's a form of improv, but it's a different form of improv.
It is.
But I know what you're talking, because I did improv for like 5 years in New York at UCB and then the Magnet, and then I was on a house team at the Magnet. And it's such a different thing. People go like, "Oh, isn't it easy because you're a comic?" It's like a totally different art form. I'm not even good at. I'm okay. Mm-hmm. I can hold my own and support a great team, but I'm nowhere near the best person on the team ever.
Right. And it can be really fun. I don't want to act like it's all terrible because it can, like, being part of a troupe when it is working well and all that's great.
Yeah.
But there's just those times where you're just like, man, why do we have this one person working with us?
I've never really done improv. Have you, Jen?
I love it. Yeah, UCB. I was with a troupe there, but for me, it was like there would always be a suggestion that was like culturally influenced, and I wouldn't get like who the Jonas Brothers were, and I'd have no fucking idea who they were.
That's
and I'd
a
be
gift,
sit like,
actually.
it is a gift. I've realized it's a gift. Yeah, but I'd be like trying to figure out who they were, so like the suggestions would pretty much go over my head.
I know you've probably told me this. How long have you been in the United States now?
I have told you this
I know.
several times.
I know.
You're not even going to hazard a guess?
I don't
It's
know.
good radio, though,
Jesus.
you know?
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Jen is the kind of person, if you forget anything she says, you are dead
but
fucking
we like
meat.
talk every day, so it's
And there's a
kind
lot of
insulting.
information to remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
But do you think that's like a basic thing, right? If you have a
10
friend
years.
from another country, you
She can't pronounce her
THs.
THs either, so she says ting, she means thing.
When I say wanker, I definitely mean wanker.
You do,
Wanker.
Yeah.
No question about the meaning there.
Oh, so we have a question, actually. We're going to take a little vote.
Okay.
We were just talking about this.
Me?
No, you're not involved. It's about you.
Oh, okay.
Let me ask you, this is your opinion. You have sex with somebody.
Okay.
It's not sex.
successfast. Well, we're going to get an
Wait, it's
opinion.
about
But
her?
I feel like you're tainting the question.
Don't
You mean
taint.
tainting or tainting?
Shut up.
So,
No, can I ask the
Tainting.
question?
As in to taint.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to say sex to begin with, because that's just going to throw you. Say, for instance, you're about to bang a girl.
I was about to give them this scenario. Don't change it so it makes it...
You're messing my scenario up because this isn't true.
I know the
was
scenario.
there. I
Stop
was
being
there.
a wanker. Don't be a
Okay.
wanker.
About to happen.
You want to go through the details and not lie?
Yeah.
Would someone tell us this fucking story?
Fine.
Yeah. She had sex with okay. They were making out.
Okay.
They're naked. The thing goes in.
The thing?
The thing gets limp.
Ooh.
They
Like
stop.
immediately.
Oh,
Like immediately.
snap.
They stop.
Immediately.
But she says she's only had sex with six people
I
instead of
can't
7
believe-
people.
I'm sorry, Dad.
You
He's
were,
not
you were
listening.
married to him, all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Her 7
Wait,
marriages.
so are you do you literally mean like the second he was in, it went limp?
Like
Okay,
it went
as
in
a
and then
fella, and if
noodle?
this happened to you, would you, and I know it would never happen to you,
Right.
would you consider this to be sex?
It's
If this happened to you, would you consider it to
No.
be?
No,
Thank
it's
you.
penetration,
Thank
but
you.
it's-
I never had sex.
That's a do-over.
That's a good
Bam!
point. She has a good point.
6.
Because when I do look at it from my perspective, if I stuck it in and it like lasted 3 seconds and then it was like,
Be like,
oh, this
no,
isn't...
no. Do over, right?
I would-
yeah.
That wasn't it.
But I think the girl still had sex.
No,
I
basically,
didn't do it.
All right, it only counts as sex if you were a virgin, because you're like, well, it was in. But after you're not a virgin anymore, it's penetration, but it's not the actual act. It won't count as the act of sex, because like, is it are you really finger blasting a girl if you just stick your thumb in and just hold it there?
That's true too.
Yeah, and by the way, that's how I finger bang girls with my thumb. I use my thumb.
It's called the Fonzie, I think.
He just sticks it in.
I have to do 2 girls at the same time. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, that's definitely the Fonzie.
That's the 2 thumbs up.
By the way, so I mean, like, do you literally mean like a second after you went in?
Yeah,
limp?
so
We
it
don't have
goes
the
in.
real details. Are you going to be honest with
Yeah, I
us?
clearly have a weird vagina. I
No.
don't know. It's just, that's what
Did he
happened.
at least
I broke
have?
it.
Did he have the decency once he was noodling to keep going with the noodle? I mean, to get the noodle in is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So it's in.
It was kind of like,
It was up at first, right?
Was
yeah.
he wearing a condom?
No, what? She wasn't.
So sorry, Dad.
Oh, man.
So
They don't have podcasts in Ireland.
he's not in Ireland. I know that.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, I listened.
There you go.
Took 7
Good friend.
times,
Good
but I know
friend.
he's not in Ireland now.
So,
Well, maybe that guy missed his boyfriend.
That's a decent
I'm
point.
sorry. If you go limp when you're inside a girl, I'm like,
Without
dude,
a condom?
yeah, I would have to
pretty
question.
weird.
I have to question that guy's sexuality. Maybe he was trying to prove something to himself, and he's like, no, I'm gay. Fuck it. You know?
no, he's definitely.
Did he go in?
okay.
Was it? Is there any chance it was a
Can we
premature
call him?
ejaculation?
Why do we have to like fight about this?
I
I'm
have
not
Skype.
6,
I
and
have
that's
Skype.
not it.
We can call him
Are
and
we
see what
gonna
he
call
thinks.
it?
No, can we call him on the
deleted
air
his
right now?
number.
You deleted
right.
his number like 10 times,
I
but every
deleted
week
his
you have a
number
new
so
text.
many
First of all,
times.
you don't go limp in a woman and have her keep your number.
Maybe
That's
it
a-
was the fact that I was obsessively text messaging him. He like thought about how I was obsessively text messaging
Jen
him.
has
I was-
an obsessive text messaging problem. We
You know
could
what?
talk
I don't
about
really
that.
consider it a
Sounds like she
problem.
was
I think
texting
it's everyone else's
mid-coitus.
fucking problem.
Second
Do
problem.
you text with the accent?
You know, I just love to hear her talk. I love your
Yeah,
accent
do.
so much.
You know what? Because when I get a text message, I have my phone with me pretty much all the time, right? And I'll message back. Now, I get that, like, my text messages are like a stream of consciousness. You know what I mean? Like, they
Okay.
don't stop.
It's like a Twitter feed that constantly goes.
Just nonstop.
Like, non-stop, right? But at the same time, like, I give people the benefit of the doubt. Right?
I wouldn't do
like,
that.
yeah. Really? But
People
say
don't
for
deserve that.
Because I was thinking about it and I was like, if a couple of minutes go by, I'm like, okay, fine and good. He's in the shower. Can't text in the shower. Although I've texted in the shower.
That doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't. I stay up to speed.
If they
I'm
don't
on
text
the
within
ball.
a day, you lose your freaking mind.
Oh my God,
oh yeah.
I lose
That's
my fucking mind.
I give people a day. A day's a good amount.
But it's rude, right?
It's
Not
rude.
to-
It's rude. Even if you just text back like, "Hey, I can't really text right now. I'll talk to you later."
Yeah.
But when girls are like, I love when girls are like, "Oh, I didn't get it." I'm like, don't fucking play like girls don't constantly look at their phone.
All the time.
You can just say, "I saw it. I just didn't feel like texting back right away, or I was too busy." But don't say, "I just got this text." Like, no one just got anything. You got it when you got it.
I have a friend that has
The
to.
mysterious text.
If you don't put a
floating
question
out there.
I have a friend that doesn't like emailing. I know he's listening to this. He doesn't like emailing. He doesn't like texting. And if you don't put a question mark at the end of this freaking thing, he's not replying.
Right,
like,
right.
if you want to say, "Dude, I saw Batman," he doesn't want to know how it was. You got to say, "Do you want to know how Batman was?" Like, it's
Right.
literally, you have to ask a question for him
literal.
Draw him in.
to get him into this texting or email environment.
Right.
And his penis goes limp immediately when you text
As soon
him.
as it
I mean,
Immediately.
I don't think it's that much of a turn off. I mean, really, if you're trying to bang someone, you should answer their text messages, right?
Absolutely.
He should
Thank
have the
you.
decency to not get the boner, if that's how he's going to act.
It's
They were on a air mattress,
don't
by
be
the way.
Oh my God!
All right,
What?
so
I'm just saying, maybe he was weird and uncomfortable.
I think I was the uncomfortable one.
Yeah.
Aww. Aww.
Well, so I guess we're saying she's had sex with 6 people then. You
Thank
guys
you,
actually agree.
lads. Thank you very much.
and
Yeah.
I wasn't
and
expecting
one
this.
gay guy. It sounds like, which is
No, I
really
didn't
the
have sex
exciting
with him.
side.
6 and a gay
He's
dude.
definitely not gay. He's just.
Well, anytime someone goes, oh, 6.5, like this would count as a half, I would say. If you want to go halfway, it's like, well, he penetrated me, but it wasn't sex, so I'll say 6.5 guys.
Don't
I
have
think
a
you
lot of
actually.
halves.
I think you actually called it 6.5 initially.
No, you called it 6.5.
Yeah, maybe I did. Yeah, so she's at 6.5. Elliot and I have spoken,
There we go.
and Rick, I think.
But
maybe.
that could
not
be,
6.
that might just be 13 limp penises. That might not be,
That's true.
if we're going by a half
If
scale,
we're going
where
by
does
that's
it end?
right. That's
No,
right.
it hadn't happened before. I don't think it had.
You don't think it has?
No.
Why do people not remember
I've
these
been
significant
drunk
things
a
in their
lot.
lives?
Okay, I've been drunk a lot.
I asked somebody. I go. I was out with this girl. And I go. Have you? We were talking. I'm not into anal that much, honestly. I really am not. But I go. Have you had anal? And she's like,
Why would you ask someone that?
because she
It's
was asking
casual.
questions. She was asking questions like this
Right.
too. She's like, "Have I had anal?"
Oh, God.
Like,
How do you not know?
It's a yes or a no, and you know whether you've had a dick up your
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Just had to throw that one in.
you know if you had a dick up your ass.
Oh.
40 minutes solid on just that.
So, okay, we'll stick with 6.5, and it was 6 erect, 1 not erect.
Exactly.
That's what we're going
Now
with.
I'm confused.
No. You had 6 normal sexual encounters and 1 half sexual
6
encounter.
And it all
boners.
counts
Because
if
he
you
was saying you
remember
could have
them.
had 13 like you had on the air mattress.
But say, for instance, if like
A baker's
there
dozen
was
noodling
several times where
experiences.
it like went in, but then you were like, stop.
Are we talking about date rape now? We do not count date rape
She's
on
like,
the
can't
number
date
scale.
rape, right?
Yeah, no date rape.
we don't count. We
Fuck,
won't.
I think I'm a virgin.
Perfect.
All right, Jen. We'll leave it at we'll leave it at
I
6.5.
feel so good about myself, lads. I think I'm gonna go back to mass. I feel welcome there now.
Just,
I like that she just called us lads. I feel like so
It's so
young now.
authentic.
She'll get
Yeah.
pissed if you call her lass, though. She
Really?
doesn't like that. She,
Won't
or
take it.
lassie. What is
Well,
it?
last is a dog, love.
But it's also a word out there where
I
you
don't
live.
care. Not really, though.
Where did I get
No
it
one
from
says
then?
that.
It's the
I
new
don't
L
know.
word.
It's the new
You
L
just
word.
don't
New
say
L
it.
word.
All right. What else were we going to talk about?
Anal.
No. Have you had anal?
Did I?
Oh, what did we just... You can't say, did I?
I
Well
did.
played.
Hang on. What kind of anal?
A finger doesn't count. A toy
Okay,
doesn't
then
count.
I'm good.
Okay, there we go.
It doesn't really clear it up either, but I like it as a general answer. Okay, then I'm good.
So
What's the fascination?
it's taboo.
I think for most, okay, I think it happens a lot in married couples or couples who've been together for so long. It's not about a fetish or kinkiness. I think they're just like, let's just do something new. It's almost out of boredom, I believe. But I think when it's like young people who like, let's do anal, it's always a couple of things. Either one, the person just really likes anal, either whether it's a girl receiving or the guy doing it, or from my experience, anytime a girl's brought up anal, it was because she would ask me, have you ever done anal before? It's because she wanted to do something that we would be able to share for like the first time. It's like, all right, I
New
want
virginity.
She doesn't.
Yeah,
like a new
exactly. She's like,
restaurant.
I'll be your first anal, or you don't do that often. That'll be our thing.
I pray to God that
should
you
be
call
all.
your next album "Anal Out of Boredom."
Anal out of boredom.
Anal from boredom.
Yeah.
I want to be.
I want to be
seriously
your
fucking
first
bored.
anal.
Yeah.
There should be a Hallmark card for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
cool.
want to be your first.
For me, nothing beats a punani. So
Yeah.
because it was designed for that.
Is today Ari
is.
Shafir's? Sorry to stop. We'll go back to anal if you want.
Sure.
Is today Ari Shafir's Shroom Fest weekend?
Yeah, I think it started.
Oh, I was supposed to do
a
shrooms
couple
this
days
weekend
ago
for the
or
first
something.
time.
Oh shit! I want to do that for the first time.
I've never done it either.
I want to do it with people like I trust, not by myself, like in a dumpster. I want to
We should have done it here.
I recommend dumpster if you're gonna do it.
because then the dumpster becomes like this magic bus ride. No, but I've wanted every girl who's told me like, oh, I've done shrooms, it's great. I'm like, it's the way they explain it, like, it sounds great.
Have you guys done it, Jen?
I haven't done any drugs.
Straight edge.
Okay.
Seriously.
She's like, I put a crack pipe halfway up my pussy, then went limp. Does that count?
Ones don't count.
Okay.
He's talking about my Ambien addiction. That doesn't count.
That's good shit.
What
The
about
doctor gave me that.
marijuana?
That's legitimate.
I know you smoked marijuana.
Marijuana.
I
I haven't seen you, but I've heard you talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
What happens to an Irish girl when
Doesn't
she
it
smokes
matter
pot?
though if the other person has a prescription for it?
Yeah, then you're good. It's just like you didn't have sex.
Yeah, that's the
What
same
I
as a limp
think.
penis. Prescription.
We should
for
call
weed.
Jen's first album "Loopholes." I haven't done drugs. I
There's
haven't
gotta
had
be.
sex.
I haven't had sex.
There's gotta be some entendres there too.
How about you? You've done the mushrooms?
I did in college. Yeah,
How was it? What is it like?
I felt like I was walking around on like a trampoline, kind of,
Interesting.
and then I just laughed a bunch.
I was supposed to
and
do
then
it
I got
this
sick.
weekend. I told Shafir I would do it.
Yeah,
You have any on you?
no, not for a decade.
Did but you never freaked out or anything?
No,
I always hear about bad trips and stuff. I'm
Yeah,
a little worried.
that's what I'm worried most of all. Like I get a bad trip and then I jump out the window. Like
no,
shit,
nothing
yeah.
like that. It was always just like it's really fun, and then you want it to stop, and then it doesn't. So like it always by the end sucked.
Right.
So it'd be
Really?
like I'd have a great
You're like,
time.
let's do this for an hour, not
Yeah.
7 hours.
Yeah, if you could control it, it was
Yeah.
like
you can't
know.
control. You can't like wean it. Like I'll just get a small whatever the hell it is. I don't know how.
Well, if you take a little, like I think they're like caps or
Yeah,
whatever. Like if you take a little bit, then you're just kind of feel like you smoked pot.
Okay.
So you have
Wait,
to take
how
enough
do you have them though?
Oh, I didn't know that. You have
Yeah,
to take
that's what someone
enough
told me.
for it to make you feel.
to experience it, but and then because of that, it'll last for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But you have them raw?
Yeah,
Or do
you
you
just
cook
eat
'em?
them.
You just eat 'em?
Oh, and they taste
pick 'em and eat
terrible.
'em?
That's what I heard. I heard that make people diarrhea or throw
Oh,
up or
Jesus.
something. That's what I heard, yeah.
It made me sick.
Did you lose weight?
I mean, I have in life.
I
but-
already know. I know how I would do it. I would wrap it in a piece of like a chunk of it, in like a piece of Weber's bread, and pinch the ends, and somehow like eat a lot of ice cream,
Yeah.
swallow it
Swallow
all
it
together, and like not taste the shit.
Yeah, the secret I found was you could use the bread, put some peanut butter on it, throw them on there, and then just eat that shit and drink some milk
Real fast
and hope you don't
afterwards.
taste it. Yeah.
It sounds like it tastes awful.
Sounds
Oh,
like
it's
I'm
horrible.
Really
like
bad.
when you do when you do wheatgrass shots, you try to do it and then down like orange juice because
Worse.
wheatgrass is horrible.
It literally
Yeah.
tastes like you're eating death, like
Ugh.
pouring formaldehyde in your
Oh,
mouth.
man.
It's
You would think by now someone would design a way to get into your
Yeah.
system that's not awful.
They do. Like, you can grind it up. I remember when I moved out here, I worked at an Islands restaurant because I was baller like that. And, some of the kids there were doing it, and that was the big thing. I'm like, I don't want to do it. It made me sick. And
Yeah.
they're like, well, no, but you can't even taste it this time. And they just grind it up and put it in little gel tablets
Okay.
that you can buy. You can just buy them at CVS, I guess, and then you just swallow it. But
That's a
then
lot.
you're-
Don't you need a lot of gel tablets? Like, or
I think you'd have to swallow like 6 of them or something.
Huh.
But then you're also dealing with now you just have ground up pure mushrooms, so that's going to hit you
yeah.
a lot faster.
And first, the tablet has to
Dissolve.
and then you have to start digesting the mushroom
Yeah.
grindings, and yeah, it sounds like a
See,
real
now,
to do.
now I'm like hesitant because I was really looking forward to like, trying it, but then I'm like, it sounds like it's 50-50. Like half of it you enjoy, but then the last half you're like,
Some people
Yeah.
really like it. Though.
It is true.
You
Some-
might be one.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's very
You'll never
true.
know.
If you really love it and you just maybe you want 6-7 hours of it. For me, it was always just like, all right, that was fun. This sucks now.
Yeah.
And then it was me like laying on an air conditioner, just like, please stop
Right.
doing this.
See,
I'll never be the same
when it
again.
comes to drugs, my follow-up question is always like, what's it like to fuck on that? You know, like,
Yeah.
I always think like, what's it like to if someone's like, you should try this, I'm like, okay, but then what is it like to fuck on it? Like that's always
the
what I
only,
do.
the only reason I like marijuana, pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
that's like the biggest reason for me. And also, somebody told me mushrooms was even better than marijuana when it comes to
Really?
that. That's what somebody told me.
I can't even imagine. I mean,
Really?
possibly
I
the
haven't done it.
half, he might have been on mushrooms. I would imagine it'd just be a lot of noodling.
Oh shit!
If I had to guess.
I'll
Maybe
never
the guy in
gonna
the
get
air
over
mattress was on mushrooms. You didn't even know
It
it.
was Shroom Fest weekend, and
Wait,
she.
if you're on
It was
coke,
like a month or
does
two
that
ago.
like prolong or does that like cut you off?
I haven't done it.
I heard that. I mean, I've never done it, but I heard coke actually ruins sex for you.
Yeah, I heard. Well, I had the opposite experience, but I did find that
Performance enhancing.
not me, but the other person. I was surprised.
I see.
But then someone told me later that he couldn't have been on coke because that actually doesn't.
Goes the opposite.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone reacts differently to different things.
That's true.
Though.
That's true.
Like some people, when they smoke weed, they're just out of commission.
out,
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
freaked out, or some people are all chatty and horny. Like everyone seems to be different with this stuff.
Yeah.
It's really weird. You'd think it'd be similar, but it's not.
I'm definitely
So I don't know how.
introverted.
I don't know how the cocaine affects people. I was going to ask you about the fact that you do all this crowd work and a lot of the stuff is, stemmed from what the audience says. Does it provoke hecklers more? Like, do you get a lot more heckling in your act?
I don't think so.
Really?
I think I get less.
Interesting.
Occasionally, you'll get someone who's, you could tell, real excited about the opportunity to try and...
To be in the
play.
spotlight
Yeah.
for a minute?
I've been waiting all
just
week.
Oh, I'm the star, and finally
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
going to realize it.
Right.
I feel like maybe for a minute in their heads they're thinking, oh, I'm going to yell something out.
Right.
But I think they usually get scared. I think after a while, then it's like, well,
This guy knows what he's fucking
yeah,
doing.
Yeah.
So far, he hasn't just complimented anyone and been like, well, you're fantastic for society. Thanks for being here.
Right.
So they generally seem to get quiet. I mean, every once in a while, you'll get a really cocky person that's, they think they're going to fucking take the show. But,
Right.
I mean, you have a microphone. So
Yeah.
unless you have no control whatsoever, you're going to win every
Right.
time.
Yeah.
I always ask the guests about their heckling stories. Like, have any of you guys had any situations where it just got a little out of hand, or like maybe someone had to be kicked out of the club because they just
I had a Welshman try and pull me off stage once.
a Welsh?
Because you insulted his Welsh honor?
I
or-
did. It was I think 4 Brits and a Welshman, and I immediately went for the numbers, and I said, I know I can make the Brits laugh by talking about the sheep shagging of the Welshman. So
Smart move.
I immediately started comparing Wales to Arkansas and just talking about how all the white trash people are from there. And he got so mad, and he walked up to the front of the stage, and then he was yelling about how he wanted to shake my hand. And I was like, I'm not going to shake a Welshman's hand. I'm giving him more grief.
Right.
So I finally did, and then he grabbed me and tried to pull me off the stage. And
Was
then
he?
the British people all immediately got up. Like, oh, calm down.
Yeah.
Was that at the store?
Yeah.
The
and
original
then,
room, or?
Yep, in the OR. And then they kicked the Welshman out, and they're trying to get the English people to go with them. They're like, fuck them, we're staying. So they all stayed.
That's great.
That's
And
hilarious.
Dude,
got-
I never understand people who actually get offended at a comedy show. It's like
Yeah.
a comedy show. I've had people walk out like, what you said was inappropriate, or I don't agree. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. You can disagree or not like it, but it's a comedy show. I didn't come to a college and do a serious talk, so you have a right to hate my opinion. It's like,
Right.
it's a comedy show. I've always said, did you hate Denzel Washington for being a bad guy in Training Day? Like,
Right.
it's a performance. You
I
can't
do.
take it seriously.
Just to answer the
Very
question.
offensive to me.
I hated him.
Disturbed.
But I never
So you've
get
had
that.
people a lot come over to you. How
all
often
the
does it
time.
happen?
I mean,
Oh, really?
no, wait, not all the time. Like,
It's a rarity.
yeah, I definitely, I probably as much as anyone else, I have the same frequency of people just yelling stuff out, and immediately you can tell, like, okay, this is a person who's actually a cool person. They just don't realize they're being too loud, and you just squash it. Go, hey, thanks a lot, but by the way, do me a favor, like, tone it down. Like, I love you. I don't want you to get kicked out.
Yeah,
they
right.
almost always shut up. They're like, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Then you have the person, like, you just said it, Rick, you said it perfectly. It's like the person who is kind of the person I hate the most. Like, they came to the show and they're like, this is going to be my time to shine. And like,
Or
like,
they had too many drinks and that
Yeah.
hit their
It
head.
turns on.
and
yeah.
it turns on, and those people are just the worst people, because like, you can blame it on the alcohol. I'm like, it's just enhancing how awful that person really is on the inside. He's probably
Right,
the
yeah.
asshole in the office.
Right.
And
if
I
he,
usually,
if he has a job, he might just be the
Exactly.
unemployable because everyone knows he's that asshole.
but I would say 90% of the time I can get a good video out of it. I have like so many heckler videos
That's
online
awesome.
and they're like 5-minute videos, and I edit it down from like a 20-minute interaction, because I'm really careful. Like, first of all, I'm pretty good at making sure I do it when it's a point in the show. Like, if I'm headlining and do an hour, it's like a half hour in, the heckler doesn't shut up. I'm like, well, at this point, the audience is really on my side.
Yeah.
So you can just do whatever you want, and I'll just ream into them, and everyone's like, yeah, woo, you know.
Oh, yeah. Gang mentality will always fly.
Yeah.
Always. So.
Especially if they like you. Yeah.
So,
thank God for gang mentality.
Out.
Wait, is it harder for you as a female?
Yeah,
like
I
when
had
there's
a
a heckler
guy
and
kicked out for like saying filthy things to me when I was on stage, and it was at a pub, and he was rat-arsed. He was
Which
so
pub?
drunk. It was a place downtown. It was. I don't know. I mean, it was right downtown.
What was he saying? Was he like, show us your tits?
No,
or,
he
like,
was like, just fucking sit in my lap, blondie. And then he like kept moving closer, and it was like there was no like stage, you know what I mean? Like it was just like a bunch of chairs around the front of the area, and he like dropped a drink, and he was swaggering up, and he was like standing next to me and like trying to like
petting.
But yeah, it was so fucking weird.
What
so
number
he got
was
kicked
he?
Out.
Number 4.5.
Quarter.
A quarter.
That one definitely didn't count.
Do you get hit on a lot at shows, Jen?
Never.
You've never, nobody's ever come up to you at a
don't
show and
believe
been
that.
like, let's.
It's normally not hit on. Like people ask me about my accent a lot of the time.
That's them hitting on you. That's them
No,
hitting
I'm
on
really
you.
oblivious with shit like that. Yeah. No.
Oh my god.
It's the easiest open line on earth. If
Yeah,
you find
if
a
they-
girl with an accent,
Oh, where are you from?
I can talk to her about
You
this.
mean they're not really interested?
At all.
Balls,
In fact,
lads.
they're not interested about anything. That's the amazing thing about men.
Yeah, that's us.
I was wondering why no one cracked onto me.
What about you, Elliot? You've headlined all over the country.
What?
In your act, you say you're single. Are you single?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't see no rings on my finger. I mean, they're basically like the way I break it down. I'm very honest. I don't lie about anything because first of all, I just realized it saves time to not try to make yourself sound good to women. It's like just be who you are because I feel like there's as many number of women who don't give a crap, you know, as to women who are like, oh, you casually date or this or that, like they have a problem. I mean, there are girls who have no problem, like, I don't care if you have a girlfriend, I want to be with you anyway. It's literally, I think, equal. People think like, no, don't say that you mess around on the road or people find that unattractive. It's like, if a girl wants to, if there's something about you a girl likes, she likes you, like, that's it, you know?
Right.
So, right now, I'm currently single, like, I, you know, broke up with, it sounds like a comedian thing, but no, I broke up with a girl like a month ago, and, there's always girls I'm inside from time to time. You know, we always
inside their vaginas.
Did you say inside?
Yeah. That's the way I say it. It's like
Jesus.
we're not dating, but they're, you know,
But
there's not. But
It took me a minute when he said it. I'm like,
right?
but they're not booty calls. It's just that every now and then, whether they call me to be like,
they're not booty. Every once in a while, you slip in.
that
That is like the worst thing too.
It's not
when
like
you're
an accidental
like
coitus.
right before sex, and they're like, "I really want to be inside you." That's like the automatic turn off for me. It's so gross.
I mean, with a knife.
I know, right?
Is that a problem?
It's so creepy.
I want to be inside you. It's got to be one of the creepiest things said.
ooh, music.
Oh, this is the...
Inside of you. That's a.
I like that.
You don't know this one?
No, what is this?
Russell Brand.
Oh yeah.
Oh, from the thing. I'm great with What's that other song? And I come crashing into you. I thought that was so fucking perverted back in the day.
Oh, Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
That's a good song, though.
That music is
It
made
is,
just
but
for
the
high school
lyrics-
making out sessions.
I
think.
know, but don't you get grossed out with stuff like that?
Only because he's balding.
We're guys, Jen. We don't get grossed out by those things.
Dudes.
I want
Is
to be
this a guy who wants to have
inside
sex
you.
with women? How weird. What a pervert.
So,
no. So
go
I
ahead.
am single. I actually have a date in like 2 hours. So
No way.
where are you guys going?
Is she
Woman?
listening?
Does she have hair?
no, she's bald. But she keeps using this old headshot. It's really annoying.
So annoying.
Let us know if you get half a bang on her.
I'll text you. I'm like, I'm half in. No, I always keep it real casual. We're meeting at a Tutti Frutti yogurt place in Santa Monica.
Did you meet her at a show?
Yeah.
No, actually, it's funny. I'm honest. I'll reveal this. After years of prodding, I actually literally just signed up on OkCupid over the weekend.
I'm on there. So is Jen.
I dismantled my account on several of
Jen
them.
actually
Mine says I'm a strong black woman.
Jen actually went into my account one time and said, "What the fuck is this shit? I'm editing all of this."
This is
And I
bullshit.
did. It's brilliant, right?
I guess so.
It is love.
Does it work for you?
I don't know.
It's the pictures that aren't working.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
I love you.
People
I'm
are
an asshole.
delusional. When it comes to online dating, people are delusional with their pictures and description. Like, sometimes I read descriptions like, there's no way this is true. This sounds like
I am
such...
a strong black woman.
I wish I had a.
What are you
that.
trying to say?
I wish I had a Comedy Central special. I would embed it in my OkCupid. Yeah, this is me right here. This is my half-hour special.
A friend of mine immediately asked me, like, did you mention your Comedy Central stuff? I'm like, no. I think that's really even though, like, it might raise their interest a little, I think most women would find that to be truly obnoxious. To be like, I have a Comedy Central special, because we're like, oh, what a dick.
I think we know the truth here, and that is that Elliot is going to use that as his closing line.
Oh, yeah. On the closer, I'm like...
He's at her car tonight after the yogurt, like, did I tell you I was on Comedy Central?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to pull up my phone. I'm like, oh, look what's playing on my phone. I don't know how it's cued to this point.
That dude looks just like me. It is me. That's funny.
But anyway, just to wrap that up, I feel like I'm talking way too much, but just to wrap that up, the reason, and I'm not justifying anything, I don't feel like people should be ashamed of dating online.
No.
Like, I'm always fine with meeting girls, not even just after shows. Like, I meet girls on the street, I'm just like, hey, what's up? I'm like, you have nothing to lose. I'm like, hey, what's up? You talk, I'm like, you know what? You should give me your number, we'll hang out sometime and just see what happens. But I've been first of all, the most common reason is like, everyone's like, I'm really busy, I haven't been hanging out lately. But the thing is, I realized that, my friend explained the, like the compatibility questionnaire thingy.
Yeah.
And, it just saves time to be like, listen, I don't want anyone who's got kids right now.
Right.
I don't want anyone who does, like, hardcore drugs. I don't want anyone who's, this, that, the other thing. And I can just find that out quicker than compared to, if I go out every night, I can only talk to about 10 to 15 girls in one night. And I'm like, only 2 of them... What?
And by the time you won't find out if they're on all those drugs till like the 5th date.
He's a power dater.
No, you just talk to a girl for about 10 minutes. You get the vibe. You're like, all right, this person's insane, whatever. So out of like those 15 girls, like maybe 1 or 2 of them, like, I think there's something here. And then you can, go on.
What's the scenario where you're meeting 15 girls in a night? Is this at a comedy show or at a nightclub?
No, if it's a comedy show, it's like a given. You can easily meet 15 girls in one night. But if I'm just at a club with my friends, just hanging out, you just like start talking to the person next to you. Just, I always do a loop, which is what I call my friends. They know, like, we go to a bar I've never been to. I'll be like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna do a loop, and I just walk around. And my friends know. I'm like, so who are you gonna talk to? I'm like, that girl, and that girl, and that girl. And then we're
You
gonna
are
leave.
joking.
I used to loop Saddle Ranch every weekend.
I
dude.
fucking love the Saddle Ranch.
See,
I've been thrown
okay.
out. I was barred from there when I first
I can
moved
believe
here.
it.
I don't know if it's still like this on Fridays and Saturdays. You couldn't loop like within 5 minutes. It would take
Yeah.
through to get through there. This is just drunk chicks as you
Yeah.
go around the racetrack, and it's crazy.
Oh my god!
But the thing is,
I love
okay,
there.
I don't mind. You can bring a girl to Saddle Ranch. I don't want to meet a girl who's at Saddle Ranch.
Yeah.
No offense.
I know. I'm like, should I?
No,
because
because they're all messed up. They're all insane. The kind of girl who's like, I want to ride a bull that's not the kind of girl
I've
I want
never
to be
been
with.
on the bull.
Yeah. And it's Brett Michaels' favorite club.
I
so
know he's so.
you have a
gross,
chance of
lads.
finding a bald guy with fake hair and a bandana.
I was there when Anna Nicole
tossing
Smith
boners around.
was filming her reality show
What?
there. Yeah, she was on the Bull. She was on this millionaire match. I watched the episode later. It was like a millionaire matchmaker thing. And they went on the date there for a while, and then they got back in the limo. But she gave me a hug before she left, and it was pretty weird. She was on drugs for sure.
Oh,
She's like, hi.
I don't believe that. I don't know why you would just blast her like this on radio.
I met her
unfounded.
at Fuddruckers in Burbank the first time. I met her twice. The first time
this
is
Anna
funny.
Nicole and a Fuddruckers is a story America needs.
What is a Fuddruckers?
It's
I
a
don't
hamburger
even know.
place.
Okay, go
Yeah.
on.
So I'm sitting there with my buddy Dave, and I go, she had these big sunglasses on. This is before her reality show. It was
Is she
between.
skinny or fat?
It was. She was a little fat. She was between.
Like passionately plump or like 300 pounds?
It was like 2. I don't know. She was. It was between Playboy and reality show.
Okay.
It was in that era. But
The
I
downfall era.
Yeah, I saw her in Playboy and The Guest and all that stuff, and I thought she was really hot. And I was sitting there with my buddy, and we looked over, and I go, I think that's Anna Nicole Smith. She had like a bandana.
Right.
She has a unique chin, and I saw the blonde hair, and the big glasses. I went over, and he goes, no, it's not. I go, I bet you $5 that's Anna Nicole Smith. So we made the bet. Maybe it was 20. And she was with her kid and her lawyer, which I didn't know yet because the reality show wasn't on yet.
Yeah.
And I go, you're Anna Nicole Smith, aren't you? And this is what she said. How'd you recognize me? I'm incognito.
Smart woman.
Yeah. And I go, I recognize your chin.
Does she have a butt chin or something?
No, it's pointy.
It's
I
very
like,
pointy.
I like
Yeah,
pointy
yeah.
chins.
dude, when she first hit the scene as a guest model before she became famous,
Yeah, she was.
I
lovely,
was like, who is? And she was thin and beautiful. I was like, who is this girl? I literally had an Anna Nicole like file. Like every time she was in a magazine, I tore the picture out. I'm like, who is this? And I saved these pictures.
I had a guest card. It was like it looked like the size of a credit card. I don't know if it was a calendar on one side or something, but it was like her on the other side, and I had that in my wallet for a while.
But tell me this, right?
Wait,
if you
in the wallet, what is that? So you can jerk on the run?
No. I just had it. I just wanted to keep it.
In case your buddy's like, who you...
Wait, that's my new CD name, Jerk on the Run.
It's the quick jerk on the run.
The Jerk on the Run.
But tell me this. So say, for instance, right, if like her, you know she's a total whore bag.
No.
But like, would you not just look at someone like her and be like...
Are you saying that you can't fall in love with a 95-year-old man that's on his deathbed? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is I would look at someone like her and think herpes.
Yeah.
Like Pamela Anderson. Yeah, but why would you still find her sexy?
They weren't having sex with her. They were fantasizing.
Number one, I have no clue if she has herpes.
Love, come on.
Not everyone has herpes that's promiscuous.
She's been with a little more than 7.5
I'm a miracle.
guys. The same Nicole.
And what about Pam Anderson? She's like hepatitis.
Yeah,
she does have hepatitis.
Dude, she's been with Tommy Lee. She's got everything made.
She's got, and Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She's got Tommy Lee and Kid Rock like diseases melding into new diseases.
HIV versus HIV battling.
She's got like AIDS cancer in like her
Oh my God.
but anyway.
And she has fake boobs, which I'm not really fan of.
Really?
I don't like the fake boobs.
You know what's really funny? I've gone full circle where when they first came out, you're like, oh, this is great, but now I'm more and more getting to natural women because, like, I would rather deal with a girl who's got like maybe a B but it hangs like a normal person.
When I was 15, I was like, oh, those are fucking awesome. Yeah, totally. Let's do the fake boobs. I don't care. They'll last forever. They're going to be huge. Yeah. Perfect. But now it's
they do
like
have shelf life of forever.
Yeah, but they're hard. They don't move.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my thing. If a girl... I have two things. I'm going to go... This is my two things.
Two things.
My two things on fake boobs. Number one, the scars kind of bother me. So if they go through the belly button, that's helpful.
Right, or the armpit.
That will help, yeah. I don't understand the people that go... There's two other ways. Through the nipple, which leaves a big scar under your nipple, or under the boob, which you can totally see when they're lying down.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they do that when they have the armpit and the belly button option.
Yeah.
So...
Wait, I don't get that. I don't know anything about
There's four methods.
Okay, go on.
Belly button, they put up... They go through the belly button with like a tube.
And they like blow it up.
And they blow it up.
Yeah.
They do the Reebok pump with the thing. Or they can go through the side.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't like the scars, especially if they do it there. That's number one. Number two, if you already have some boob and then you get fake boobs, then they have a softness to them. But if you have nothing and then you get fake boobs, they're like, boom, boom. You can like, they're like, it's like hitting a freaking tennis ball.
And if you get too big.
You're not supposed to hit them, love.
Oh, really?
That's a foreplay, right?
That's why I keep getting away half bangs.
Yeah. Why does he have all those rackets in his room?
No, I totally agree. And then if girls get them too big, what happens is, all right, in big boobs that are too big, like if they're in the bra or in a shirt, they look great because they're being pushed together.
Right.
When they're too big or too tight, when she takes them off, they're separated and there's like a full like half foot between the two boobs. It looks weird.
Yeah.
It looks like two balls just put on your chest. Where you're right, if a girl has a little bit of fat already, she's got some boobage, then it kind of enhances it. It can look fine.
If she goes from a B to a D or a C to a double D, I'm behind you somewhat.
Yeah. But there are girls who go from A to like double
don't go
D.
to A to E.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
If you go from A to E, do not listen to this podcast.
Yeah, if you hopefully there's nobody listening.
No, and you know, I have a great fake boob story because my ex-girlfriend from New York, and she and I were together for like 4 years. Like, she really just had an amazing body. She had like I'd say like small B's, but it was like perfectly shaped. And she was always like, I want to get a boob job. I want to get a boob job. I'm like, no, you really, I'm not saying this just to make you feel, you really don't need to get a boob job.
Right.
And then she went and got it done. And she went to the Dr. 9021, Dr. 90210 guy, the guy who did the reality show.
I heard a story about him that's not good. But
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
And she paid like it's usually like $3,000 or $4,000. She paid like $10,000 for it. She came back and I was like, you know what? I'm eating my words because they look fucking fantastic.
Really?
They looked real. I'm like, they really did a good job. Like, I really can't tell
Which
for
method
sure.
did she use it before?
And she did the under the breast.
Most people do nipple, I feel like.
Don't they?
I don't like the nipple scar. I think under the breast is better because like she got them big enough that her breast dropped down over the scar.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. What people don't know, and I didn't know, as soon as you get your boobs done, you have to do these exercises where every day for like 3 days, you have to press them up, down, smush them around.
Yeah.
Because that's what creates the elasticity to make it not tight.
Yeah, I've heard about
most girls won't, they're just lazy. They just don't do it. And that's why most girls...
women are so lazy.
Worthless women.
I would like to say something about the method she used.
To shape your breasts.
There is, if you have big boobs and it does go over, that's one thing. Like, there was, who's that girl in that movie? She was like, Toby Kai or something. You know who that?
Yes, I know Toby Kai.
She has like small fake boobs, and there's literally just like a gash at the bottom of them.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
they're not. There's no hanging involved with this girl. And she went with that method. Like, I can't.
But that might just be for the scarred boob fetish.
That could
specifically.
Be. She could be on a scarred
boob. But boob
site.
jobs are becoming so common. I think there's a lot of guys who just overlook that. It's like, I'm used to it.
I want a boob that looks like Seal's face. Otherwise, I can't get a boner.
Let's go to Venezuela.
Yeah, you
cheap and we can get loads of scars.
Let's go to Tijuana, get the Seal special.
Let's just get it done, so I don't have to be a wiggler.
Oh my god,
love it.
Seal.
How much is that shit to get?
$4,000 at least usually. Well, I think they're down to like probably $3,000 now.
Yeah, they're getting cheaper and cheaper. Got to be careful though. Like, you don't. I mean,
I'll do it for $150. Comedy store parking lot.
Give me an X-Acto knife
and a taco truck.
Fucking balloons.
No problem.
If you want, for $10 extra, I'll put your name on the wall.
No questions asked.
Bring an X-Acto knife and some liquid paper at midnight.
No, wait. Let me ask you guys this: would you get the penis enlargement surgery?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
My penis is as pleasing as it'll ever be.
We're not Asian though, so.
Snap! Actually, no, I'm not. Dude, I'm not small. I'm not huge, but even still, I'm like, I don't think I'd want invasive surgery in my cock.
Yeah, that's scary shit.
That's scary shit.
Have you considered boobs? You were asking how much they were. I'm assuming it's not just so you could.
No, how did we even talk about boobs? Where did we get into that?
Why are you changing the subject? I asked you a direct question just now.
Have I thought about boobs?
Have you taught about it?
Have I thought
Have
about
you thought about it, my dear?
No.
Thought about.
I mean, feck it, I'd go for some liposuction, like, but not
God,
boobs.
Jen.
That's a waste of money, though, because lipo,
Why?
you could just lose weight on your own.
No, I can't. I'm lazy.
Well, that exactly.
You're a terrible
gym all the
disease.
time.
I know. But I eat
It's for the look.
food.
It's like Will Smith with cigars.
That's the one thing I don't get. I'm like, liposuction it's a waste of money because if you just hit the gym for 5 months, it's the same, and you could save like a couple of grand. You know?
I don't like
You have to
Elliot
work, though.
with one L.
And you also,
I know, right?
there's also scarring with that too,
How am I supposed to
isn't
look
there?
attractive at the gym when I'm working out, Elliot? Come on.
No, you just work out in a garbage bag like the rest of us.
Yeah, you don't worry about what's happening at the gym. Go
No,
to
but-
Curves or something.
But yeah.
Kill ya.
Just work out with a shower curtain all the way around.
She
you.
was in a
But
Curves
I-
commercial. I wasn't supposed to talk about that.
I'm gonna kill you. I had a roommate in Santa Cruz, and she was from Venezuela. And I kid you not, like she'd go home for summer. First of all, she came here like crack-a-lackin', gorgeous looking birds, beautiful, right?
Crack-a-lackin'.
Beautiful.
Great,
I
gorgeous
hated
bird.
her. Hated her. I mean, within 3 months, like everyone in Coldstone, like knew her name. Like we lived like right downtown Santa Cruz. Like there was a Pizza My Heart. There was like a Coldstone.
Oh, Pizza My Hut?
My Heart. Pizza My Heart. Oh, you don't
Pizza
have that.
My Heart.
My
okay.
Heart.
I thought you were calling Pizza Hut Pizza My Hut. I was like, no, that's an odd take.
That's why she needs lipo. But then she gained like, I kid you not, like I would say 40, 50 pounds.
Whoa.
She goes back to Venezuela for a month and a half during the summer, and she comes back perfect again.
Yeah.
And she was 17.
Maybe it's the famine.
No, it's the liposuction.
It does work. Lipo. I knew a girl who did it, and she's like, it works, and also it actually is easier to keep off the weight for longer than normal because the lipo it affects your body that way, where it's easy to keep it off for a while. But,
it kills your fat cells, so you can't grow back fat in that one place.
But you need fat cells.
Yeah, here's a little secret.
don't.
I lost 42 pounds in a month and a half.
From being diabetic.
From being diabetic.
How do I get that? If
So
I
what
bang you, can I be diabetic too?
It's
Yeah,
in his
I
dick.
guess-
The diabetes is in his
It's
dick.
an STD that people don't know about.
That's
but
the one
it has
you
to
want.
be a limp penis.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
That's the
you
one
can't
you want.
transfer.
He's going
I
to put you
definitely have it then.
after the show. He's going to put you to number 7 right after the.
No, I'm pre-diabetic.
One, I got a half.
I'm pre-diabetic.
Well,
Yeah.
then just
I'm
let it
fine.
go.
Well, first of all,
let
okay.
it go full blown. You'll lose weight.
First of all,
Damn.
I don't want to make it sound like I'm being like facetious. Like I really mean this. Like you don't have to worry about boobs. You don't have to worry about your weight because you're actually. Luckily, you're a very pretty girl in the face, and no, because
Everywhere else, you're
no.
kind of fucked.
Listen, you're a very pretty girl. I'm not just
we
trying to kiss
shoot
your.
the rest of you to the moon. If we could.
I know, right? right?
I don't think she thinks you are kissing her ass.
Listen, you ugly bitch. Don't think I'm kissing your ass. No. What I'm saying is, I think for most guys, or at
I'm
least
never
for me,
banging an Asian again. Come on.
okay. I think for me, it always.
One of your six is an Asian? Sorry, Elliot.
Yeah.
Then he really was a half.
Three.
But
Yeah, shit, that shouldn't count.
But like for me, attraction always starts in the face and the eyes, and you clearly have very like striking, beautiful eyes. You have clearly a very beautiful face. So I would think a guy'd be like, whatever. Like if it's like, well, I mean, she doesn't have the boobs on, or whatever the fuck his problem is. Like I think he'd be like, yeah, I don't give a shit because you're pretty.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't matter. Like, you know, if you were like busted in the face, I'm like, bitch, get your liposuction, get your breast done. You need every advantage you have, you know.
Honest Elliot. That's
Honest Elliot.
There should be a podcast called Honest Elliot.
I say this shit on my podcast all the time, so I don't care if
You just
hate
have
me.
people email you pictures.
What's
Yes.
wrong with my face?
Yes, you need plastic surgery. No, you're good. Yes.
No, I remember when I got my headshots done first, and my friend from Ireland saw them, and he was like, Jesus, Jen, they're fucking fantastic. I mean, would they recognize you when you walk into the room?
Ouch.
The casting directors, Jen, you should just fucking staple it onto your forehead and walk around all day.
Oh, snap.
Is that one of the headshots we use on comedy flyers?
Yeah.
Which one? The pink shirt?
No, it's the one, my father told me I look like a chipmunk in it. It's the one where I'm like, I don't know.
Father chipmunk.
I look like a chipmunk.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I haven't
It's
seen
the
any
one
ones
you
that don't
used
look like
initially.
you.
That's good.
Yeah. So let's see here. I guess we're getting close to the end. We're at almost an hour, guys.
Cool.
So, I mean, it's usually where we try to keep it going. I mean, is there anything going on with you guys? You plugging anything? Pushing anything? Elliot, what's next for you? You working on another Comedy Central thing?
No, yeah, I'm trying to. I have like a 1 hour that I'm trying to submit and see if we can get a 1 hour special. But you know, I'm sure everyone is trying too. So there's no word on that yet. But they didn't say no. They're like, yeah, go ahead and submit it.
Thanks. Well, the fact that you had one already, that probably helps.
Hopefully, you would think that helps, but things are changing with the internet and everything. Like Comedy Central. I mean, that's my home. Like I love that they've given me so much support, but. Having a Comedy Central special doesn't have the same weight as it used to back in the day.
Seems like nothing does.
It's like the Tonight Show. Just doesn't mean what it meant when Carson was on.
Like, dude, like, yeah, you're exactly right. Like, I think, back when Carson was on, which is, people don't understand, like, it was the thing. Like, that was it. Like, everybody saw you. And now I feel like it's only viral videos is the thing people say, like, everybody saw this video. And,
what's the most hits you've had on a video? I know you do a lot of videos.
It's usually Hecklers. It's like, one of my videos had like 60,000 hits in a year, which is very small peanuts compared to like the big YouTube people. But I noticed people just love Heckler videos. They love seeing me destroy people, so. But other than that, I got nothing going on, dude. I have nothing. Hopefully this date tonight will go well, and that'll be my
I know you're headlining the Brea Improv and the La Jolla Comedy Store.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should mention that. Some fucking asshole booked me in this show. No, but I'm doing Brian's shows.
Thursday night?
You mentioned the dates. I don't have the dates on.
Thursday night, it's, 26th, right? This Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday the 26th. You can get free tickets at freecomedyshows.com. And if you're not, and that's in Brea. If you're in Hollywood, you can see Adam Devine by going to freecomedyshows.com and getting the Hollywood Improv the same night. I'm running 2 shows the same night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I might actually be in Hollywood
Split
that night.
the
But,
audience.
yeah. I'll let you know.
So the dates at Tutti Frutti, is it the one on Montana?
Jen wants to go.
Yeah.
Jen wants to go scope
You want
out
a
the chicks.
chaperone?
I don't need a shit.
It's the one on Montana. It is.
Yeah, it's the one on the top level above like the Bloomingdales.
Never
it's
been there.
actually within the new mall.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's in the new mall. It's like at the very
So
top.
you can lose her.
Exactly.
What nationality is she?
She's Jewish.
Oh.
So I don't care. I date everyone. I really don't care. Like who might I pick and choose? Like I'm just glad anyone shows up.
That's
true,
cool.
It's true.
It's the policy of every real man.
Do you have any OkCupid dates coming up, Jen?
I cancelled my account, love.
I thought you were just
What?
going to
It's
react.
free.
I cancelled it ages ago.
You deactivated it.
Deactivated it.
Yeah, we know you'll be back.
Hey, what? Actually, wait. So I'm curious. Like, what are like the horrendous messages you've gotten, or like what was it like?
Oh my god, I've gotten some crazy fucking messages.
You
I've
get-
gotten a lot of crazy messages through Facebook, actually.
You get penis shots?
And then, no.
What?
I'm never telling you anything again.
I don't remember you telling me that, actually. You did get some penis shots?
A few dick pics, never hurt anybody.
It hurt me.
Oh,
I was surprised.
I think that put her up to
Taken
6
off
3/4.
Yeah, you gotta count it to at least 0.25.
It wasn't limp then. What was the question?
I don't remember.
I know, I don't
Something
either.
about
Oh, your
yeah.
bad messages
I was
on
gonna say, I'm not
location.
sure.
yeah.
The answer was it wasn't
Well,
linked
you know what?
then.
I actually had my phone number again, I guess, tied to my Facebook account at one point.
What?
Yeah.
That's a big
like
mistake for girls.
ages ago.
Yeah.
And this fella would not leave me alone on Facebook and was like messaging me and ringing me and all the rest of it.
They had a secret move at one point. If you programmed it on your phone, it automatically uploaded your phone
I didn't
number.
know. Yeah, I didn't know.
So,
that.
like,
If you
and
registered?
I did that by
Yeah.
mistake.
so I found out by same thing with a bunch of people
And I
sending me
added a
messages.
bunch of
Like,
people
"Where
that
the
I
fuck did
was
this guy
like-
get my phone number.
And this guy had actually met at the Saddle Ranch, speaking of which, and like made out with years ago and got in a fight with and stole his hat and he called me fat and all this stuff. And I accidentally, he was
Did you hear
in
that
my
drama?
phone.
Stole a hat, called me fat.
And it rhymes.
Yeah, that's a Dr.
And,
Seuss love tale.
See, Elliot, you're only the second person to call her names.
Okay, cool.
Bastard.
Sorry.
And yeah, and he was in my phone under like dickhead, don't ever answer. Or something
Don't
like
answer.
That. Yeah. And I added him and I was looking at him for ages. I'm like, fuck, who's that? He looks so familiar. And then I realized it was this guy. So now I poke him all day long.
All day long.
Sorry.
What a suitable revenge.
Yes.
I know. But yeah,
You
just
got
like
him.
crass things from fellas.
I can't imagine
Passive
the
aggression
messages
winning again.
women must get.
It's
I can't
disgusting.
imagine.
Yeah. But you know the copy paste thing too? That used to bother me on OkCupid.
Oh, they do the same message to everybody?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Do you think there's any girl that gets like these dick pics and goes, okay, finally a good dick, I'm going for this one. I'm
Yeah,
gonna fucking,
there
I'm gonna fuck
there
him.
are girls who are like that. There are girls who that's just their MO. Like I'm surprised. I've had girls like text me like, you know, their first text is like a naked pic and like, you know, I don't look down on it. I just know like, well, obviously I'm not gonna make this girl my
ghetto.
girlfriend. I mean, it'll be a booty couple. You're not gonna be my girlfriend.
Mom, did I show you the picture of the girl that I have yet to actually go out with?
She's the one.
I met her
Here's
online.
the thing about that.
That's pretty ghetto.
Because
It is pretty ghetto.
for
It's pretty
women,
ghetto.
Incredible breast scars.
they want 70% of it like needs to like for women it's like 70% needs to be like feeling attractive, the whole mental side of it and all that lark, and then 30% of it is just the physical part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas for fellas it's like 90% physical.
Yeah.
And
Normally
10%, and 10% lark.
Yeah. It's all lark and 100% physical.
I had a girlfriend once, and after we broke up, we were still friends, and she told me that she went on a date with the guy. She said she felt comfortable, so she let him come over. This is the first date.
Right.
She goes, I just have to go to the bathroom real quick. She comes back out. He's on the couch naked.
No.
Yeah. Like, and that's the same situation. I'm thinking, has he done this before? And she's like, fuck yeah. Like,
Yeah.
does that happen? Like, what are the odds though? It's gotta be like a 1 in 1,000 chance.
It's a 1 in
and you're gonna look
1,000.
like a total idiot, and you're not gonna go on the date. Not that he wanted to go on the date, probably.
Yeah, obviously.
That's crazy.
He's just playing the numbers game then. He's like, someone's going to jump on it.
Yeah, that means,
Most of them
you know what
are.
that means? That means he had 10 more dates lined up that night. He's like,
Yeah.
look, 9 of these girls are going to throw me out immediately, and one of them will be like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, he has like a routed thing with red pins on a map to which where he's
It
gonna
ends
go
up
next.
close to home, so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
way if
Dude,
everybody
I
freaks out.
have a friend he's insane. Like, I think I'm not crazy. I'm not aggressive. I'm just assertive because it's just a numbers game. I'm like, what I got to lose? I'll just ask this girl for a number. Like, well, I got nothing to lose. And
Right.
it's like 50-50 chance, you know? And, like in college, I used to do this all the time. And it was literally 1 out of every 2 girls were like, yeah, all right, I'll give you my number, you know?
Right.
And I'm like, wow, you know? And I think it was just literally like, I can't believe these little Asian dudes asking me for my number. I'll just give it. I'm curious to see what happens. But I had a friend.
You weren't naked.
I weren't naked. I had a friend. He was like, he got a girl to pull over on the highway as they were driving.
My friend
I was like, wait a minute, what did you do? And he's like, I was next to her, we made eye contact, we kept making, and I just went like this, I put the thumb sign, like pull over, and she pulled over, and he told me, he's like, I have a friend who's even more insane than me, he will roll down the window and just yell out, do you do anal? Because like the girl, he's like, I have one chance. If she responds to that, then it's fucking cutting
Not a good
bullshit.
chance.
Yeah.
I don't think.
You don't have a chance of living a long life after that encounter. But if the girl says yes, that's checkmate right
I had
there.
a situation. I was on the way home from Saddle Ranch, and I was going down Sunset by myself.
Love the Saddle Ranch.
And there was a girl right next to me. And we both stopped, and both of our windows were open. And we started looking at each other, and we ended up at IHOP on Sunset. but nothing happened.
I love that.
Yeah, I totally figured if this chick's gonna pull over,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
do me. And
Sometimes people.
Wait, what do you mean she's gonna do you?
I figured like
That's a weird way. This chick's
figured-
gonna do me.
I figured like like
Strap
when you
on.
see a tramp stamp or something, you're like, oh, she'll do me maybe.
Right.
If we go on a date, there's something's gonna happen. But yeah, we went to IHOP and just ate.
That's
and that was it.
That hurts too when you're like, well, this chick definitely fucks everybody.
Right? And she didn't fuck me.
She just wants fucking Grand Slam breakfasts and
She just wanted a 3 a.m. snack.
getting friend zoned by a true whore. There's nothing worse.
Nothing worse.
Oh my god.
All right, guys, let's call that a wrap. That was a really fun episode.
Sweet.
We learned about fake boobs. We talked about Jen and her half a sex escapade, and
You're
It
beautiful.
wasn't a half
You're
a
beautiful.
sex.
You're a
we
beautiful
found out
girl.
that Elliot thinks you're beautiful.
Oh, also, I'm gonna be seeing if I can do crowd warm up for Elliot's 1 hour special.
Perfect.
Absolutely. I'll
That'd
totally
be
do
awesome.
I'll go and flash the audience.
All right,
What a
Excellent.
team! This is the new team.
episode 008, guys,
Got this.
in the can. Where's the thing? There we go.
Where's the team?
1, 2, 3.
Three.